Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about why stocks and metals are going to new all-time highs. Here's the stock market right here, and why the US dollar and crypto and Bitcoin are going to, I won't say new lows, but it seemed to be on their way there. So, all right, let's begin. So first of all, we have the stock market. Yesterday, we made a brand new all-time high for SPY, the S&P 500. You can see it on futures as well. Today, we are kind of trying to get up into a new all-time high here. It does look like we are slowing down a little bit. So if we kind of zoom out here a little bit, you can see the overall trend does seem to kind of be slowing down, but we have like a pump here, a little dump there, and then maybe eventually we'll get another dump here. So that's what we got going on in the stock market. Crypto stocks are kind of all over the board. Some of them are at new all-time highs, such as HUT. So this crypto stock is almost at a new all-time high, I should say. It's a new, cycle high here. So just made a new cycle high yesterday. And a lot of other stocks are doing very well. IREN is another like crypto stock that's doing pretty decent. But some of them like CLSK and BMNR and even, Hive have had some significant pullbacks, Bitfarms as well. So that's what we got going on there. But if we go look at the metals, you can see that gold has made a brand new all-time high today, yesterday, the day before that, etc. Silver has done the same thing. We had a big wick candle here, and we have today another all-time high. We hit about $120.46. So even copper is also hit a new all-time high. Now, what does this mean? It means the US dollar is coming towards all-time lows, and that is true. So if we also go to DXY, you can find that on TradingView. You can see here is the daily. If we go to like the monthly, we have been kind of trading in this channel since like 2005, 2008-ish, the financial crisis. You can see there's another low. So we originally had this pattern coming down this way. And then we have now started to, break out of that. And then we're in this ascending channel, but it looks like we could break out of this channel here. So if I put a channel right here through these lowest lows, you can see that we have broken out of the channel. This is like a little 10%. I started using some bands on the channel here, which I had never used before, but I have a 10% band, a 25%, and a 50%. So 50% is in the middle, 25%, and this is like negative 10%. This is positive 10%. So I've been adding some bands on my channels here just for fun, just to see how that works out. But you can see this thicker yellow line is the overall support, and we have lost it. So we could see the DXY plunging to new lows. Now, it's even Trump was asked about the dollar going down, and he said, "Oh, the dollar's in a good spot. It's fine." But the dollar does get debased constantly, and then printed, etc. So this DXY index is against other currencies, right? That's what the DXY stands for. So it's basically like its strength against a basket of currencies. So, and then if we go over to crypto, you can see it's not looking so good for Bitcoin. Same thing. If we draw kind of a channel, ascending channel here, we tried to break the top. We came out below the bottom, tried to break the bottom, move back up, got kind of rejected like really at the 25% perfectly. And we're coming back down after the FOMC meeting. Now, usually after FOMC meetings, we do see some declines in cryptocurrencies. This is a very normal thing that happens after almost every time Jerome Powell talks. We see some red. You can see today is no exception. We have lots of red in the market. Hype down 7%, but this one, was all the way up here at its bull market support band. You can see Bitcoin still did not make it up to the bull market support band. It almost made it there. I think we might make it back there within the next couple of weeks. I am in a short, so I opened a short on Bitcoin at about 89,700-ish. So I opened a short there. I took a little bit of profits at like 88K. I took 25%. I'm going to leave my short open for a little bit longer because, you can literally short almost every FOMC meeting and be, I don't know, I think it's like 8% in the profit. So I have an affiliate link below if you do want to try Bitunix. That's my favorite exchange for doing longs and shorts and even just, low spot fees, especially if you use my link, you get even lower fees. So feel free to support the channel, use that affiliate link, try out trading there. They have all sorts of cool stuff. And they are going to add metals and stocks. I was talking to my rep there. They are going to add that in, I don't know, in the next couple months or so. So that's pretty cool. Binance did just add metals. Is that a top signal? I don't know. So I have a short here. I took a very small long on FET. So if we go to the daily, the Camel Finance indicator has a medium confluence low in at about 21.40. So 21 cents there. So I took a very small long here with a wide stop loss. Maybe we'll see another pump up. You can see FET does have some very big moves that I'd like to capture. So this one was a 106% move real fast. So quite a big move. So I'm trying to capture that. But again, affiliate link below for Bitunix if you want to try it out. So what's going on here with cryptocurrencies? Now, a lot of people, I think, are kind of just playing out this 4-year cycle that's played out so many times. I think a lot of large players were looking at these, and you basically have this top red trend line, you have this bottom green trend line, and this yellow kind of fair value trend line. But if you look over here, you can see we basically have these cycles that are all about the same length, right? So these are measured from the halving, then you have a certain amount of days, and you basically have a high, and then a certain amount of days you have a low, certain amount of days you have a halving, high, low, halving, high, low, etc. And if this continues to play out, that means we will see a low about October-ish of this year. So the price could come down to 68,000, 48,000. The cyclical nature of Bitcoin has been very strong. Unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of diminishing returns. That makes sense though, as an asset rises in market cap. Fun fact, I think gold's market cap went up in like one day, the total market cap of Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is still a small asset, and we could easily break out of this trend line if we get some full-scale adoption. I think a lot of people are worried about A, the 4-year cycle, B, quantum computing, which I feel like is really no concern at this point. I mean, your bank account is more, you should worry more about your bank account getting hacked by a quantum computer than your small Bitcoin wallet, for example. But some people are worried about large wallets like Satoshi's wallet being hacked and that huge amount of supply being, stolen and sold on the market or something like that. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. So let's talk about Litecoin as well. So while we're here, so I said FET, let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, again, if we zoom way out, let's clean up the chart again. Let's zoom way out to like the weekly here. I've kind of redrawn my little channels here. You can see we are again at like, extremely important low side support. There's really not much support under these levels. You could, I guess, like potentially draw like one line like through these like very bottommost wicks that could potentially, we could wick into that area. But still, that's like a price of like 59 bucks. But right now, it's interesting because Litecoin is so, undervalued right now. And a lot of, good altcoins. When I say good altcoins, a lot of them have a decent use case. Litecoin is a great one for transferring, your wealth and even storing your wealth because it has a low number of max coins, right? Only 84 million, like Bitcoin's 21 million. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The Fed kind of said that they're pausing rates potentially for a while. They said only a couple people were in favor of rate hikes, which would be kind of wild, and some in favor of cuts. But it sounds like they're going to pause for maybe the next 1 or 2 meetings. Let's take a look and see how they have changed. So if we go to Fed CME watch tool, I go to this site a lot here. Let's see what we got going on here. So you can see now we're in March 18th, and we still have an 86% chance to keep rates the same. Okay, so now if we go to like April, what do we got? 74, June. So basically, it looks like we're not getting cuts for sure until June. You know, of course, these can reprice constantly. I did have a bet on Kelshi market that was, you know, high high risk to reward kind of. I was like, I lose $1,000 if we don't get a cut, and I gain 20 grand if we get a cut. Of course, we didn't get a cut, so I just lost that grand, but that's okay. We're gonna keep, you know, gambling with some betting markets. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of similar to leverage trading, especially if you don't know what you're doing. It's pretty much gambling. But if you know, manage your risk, you can do pretty good with some different leverage trades. Like right now, if you wanted to take a long on Litecoin, you could have a very wide stop down to like the 50 range, you know, small leverage again, like 1, 2, 3x, and small position size, because if we come down, you can always add. And I think there's a lot of upside potential. Now, again, if we go into a 4-year bear market, we might have another big couple moves to the downside, but then that is most likely going to be it for the cryptocurrencies for downside, right? So, I mean, max October, I think, would be the bottom for this cycle, you know, October, November-ish, maybe September, maybe a little bit sooner. So yeah, that's kind of what we got going on for the different cryptocurrencies. Everything is very red. Now, again, and I made that video talking about like why everything goes down in unison. It's basically a bunch of automated traders and, you know, liquidations. There's still a lot of leverage being used in crypto, which means that the price is very volatile. Another one I think that might do fairly well is Crow. I think President Trump might do some stuff with Crow. There's some rumors going on about some sort of merger with crypto.com, etc. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe this one would be another one. But you can see a lot of these are kind of at like rock bottom support right now, and if they can hold these, I think we'll see some big upside for these. But anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Have a great day, everyone. Dollar usually going down means cryptos and assets going up. Everything is going up besides cryptocurrency, unfortunately. There is potentially a market structure bill that should maybe be signed in the next couple of weeks to next couple months, depending on delays, etc., which will give kind of some, you know, we already have the Clarity Act, now we have the market structure bill, so maybe this will remove a little bit of, you know, the volatility and manipulation in the cryptocurrency markets. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know what happened to Wild. What happened to Wild today and yesterday? So if we zoom in here, what was that from? This is a massive 4-hour candle, 42%, and then just eating right back down, 27% down. Pretty wild candle there. But anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you do, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Support. If you want to support the channel, use those affiliate links below. And have a great day, everyone. See you guys.